Karma caught up with the wicked stepmother. When Ojo was of age, he married a beautiful, kind woman, Keji. They had two children together and were living an awesome life. Ojo was a successful musician, while Keji was a highly regarded doctor. Everyone around envied them. That was until suddenly Keji fell extremely sick. She became frail and unable to walk. As each day passed, Keji got weaker and weaker. Eventually, she passed away. Ojo and their children were devastated. Ojo was so miserable that he didn't leave the house for weeks. Soon enough, he also got unwell. His family were very worried about him and the welfare of the children. They tried their best to support them, but Ojo's state was not improving. This made one of his aunties suggest that he hires a house help. Therefore, they contacted the agency to see if anybody was available to work. A young woman named Beth was sent for a 1-year contract with the Ojo's family. Once Beth arrived, she met Ojo, his auntie, and his children. The auntie told Beth what she would have to do, and Beth listened attentively. Beth was shown to her room since she would be staying with the family. For some time, the auntie stayed with Ojo's family to teach Beth what to do. Beth did all the cooking, cleaning, and taking care of the children's needs as well as taking them to school. After a while, the auntie decides to go back to her own job and family because she feels like Beth can be trusted now. Fortunately, by this time, Ojo had recovered and was fit to go back to work. Ojo was extremely pleased with how well Beth did her job. So, Ojo would buy Beth expensive and luxurious gifts just to show appreciation. Soon, they fell in love and began a relationship. The couple agreed to keep their relationship a secret for the meantime. Some time passed, and Beth's time with Ojo's family came to an end. Her agency called her and told her that if she wanted to renew the contract, she would need to come to the office to sign a new agreement and a new contract. Another document, Ojo asked. Ojo then told her to terminate her contract with the company since she was now pregnant. Once he gathered all his courage, Ojo announced Beth's pregnancy to his auntie and told her how he desired to marry her since she had been so good to him and his children. The auntie refused at first, but later agreed. Eventually, they got married, and Beth moved in to Ojo's house permanently. Time passed, and Beth gave birth to a baby boy named Dayo. Once Beth gave birth to Dayo, she began to maltreat Ojo's children, Timi and Tele. The children would cry non-stop every day. This continued for some time until Timi and Tele's head teacher sent for Ojo since it has started affecting their school life. Ojo was upset and shocked, so he discussed this with his wife when he got home. His wife got angry. After that conversation, Beth warned the children not to say anything to anyone. Ojo got extremely concerned and decided to discuss this issue with his colleague at work. Also, he informed his auntie about this. The auntie promised to come over to the house to discuss the issue with Beth. Despite the auntie coming over, Beth did not stop her evil action. Soon, Daya was of school age and was enrolled in one of the best schools in town. Timmy and Tele now attended an amazing secondary school and began to take care of themselves. They kept enduring their stepmother's cruelty. Unbeknown to Ojo, Timmy and Tele often went to school without breakfast and went to bed without dinner. Yet, they kept it to themselves and focused on their education. Beth was still hateful, but she pretended to be sorry and apologized to her stepchildren. She promised to change her ways. One fateful day, when Ojo was on a business trip, Beth decided to give the children dinner as part of an evil plot. Little did the children know that Beth had poisoned Timmy's food with a strong portion. She served all the children and called them to eat. Greedy Dio decided to eat Timmy's food because it was the biggest portion. After eating, the family went to bed. The following morning, Beth got up early and pretended to clean the house as she waited for Tele to break the news of the death of his brother. To her surprise, Timmy and Tele emerged from their bedroom together, thanking her for the delicious meal she made the previous night. She went pale and was shocked. She swiftly ran into Dayo's room. Dayo was on the floor convulsing. She quickly picked him up and ran out of the house, wailing and crying for help. She took him to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Beth fainted, and when she woke up, she saw her husband, his auntie, and the children with her own parents. She burst into tears and confessed her cruel deeds. She was immediately expelled from the family. Ojo was severely disappointed and miserable at the loss of his son. He angrily told Beth never to return to his house again.